Title: The Last Dance. Written by Elroi. Novel library. I told myself I wouldn't look at her. Not today. Not when she was dressed in white, standing before the man she had chosen. I sat in the farthest row, watching the ceremony unfold like I was a guest at my own heartbreak. The priest spoke, the guests smiled, and the groom, he beamed at her like she was the most precious thing in the world. Maybe she was. But she wasn't mine. My fingers curled into fists on my lap as the words I dreaded came next. Do you take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband? The silence stretched. I swallowed hard. I shouldn't be hoping. I shouldn't even be here. But for the briefest second, my heart betrayed me. Then she spoke. I do. And just like that, the last flicker of foolish hope inside me was snuffed out. The applause erupted. People cheered, the music played, and I forced a smile when someone beside me nudged my shoulder. I had to look normal, like I wasn't falling apart inside. The reception was worse. I watched them dance, his hands on her waist, her laughter ringing through the hall like a melody I used to know by heart. Once upon a time, I had memorized that smile. Now, it wasn't mine to cherish. I shouldn't have come. I was about to slip away when I felt a soft touch on my wrist. I turned. And there she was. Up close, she was even more breathtaking, her eyes searching mine, as if looking for something she wasn't sure she'd find. One last dance, she asked softly. My heart stilled. I could have said no. Should have said no. But instead, I took her hand. And as I pulled her close, as her warmth pressed against me, I knew this wasn't just a dance. This was a goodbye. Her hand trembled slightly in mine. Or maybe it was mine that shook. I wasn't sure anymore. The music swelled around us, a slow, haunting melody, the kind that clings to your soul long after the song ends. She looked up at me, her eyes holding something I couldn't quite name. Regret? Longing? Or was I just seeing what I wanted to see? You came, she whispered. I swallowed the lump in my throat. Of course I did. She nodded, as if she already knew my answer. As if she knew me too well. I hated that she did. I hated that even now, in the arms of another man, on the day that should be the happiest of her life, she could still look at me like I was the one slipping away. I should have let go. I should have stepped back, given her a polite smile, and let her return to the life she chose. But instead, I held her closer. You look beautiful, I murmured. She exhaled shakily, as if she wasn't supposed to hear those words from me anymore. She hesitated. I didn't think you'd come. Neither did I. We moved slowly, our steps perfectly in sync, just like always. My hand rested lightly on her waist, my thumb brushing against the fabric of her dress, a cruel reminder that she was dressed in white, but not for me. What are we doing? She whispered. I didn't have an answer. The weight of everything, the past, the present, the future that would never be, pressed against my chest like an unbearable ache. Then, just as suddenly as it started, the music faded. It was over. She pulled away first, her fingers lingering on mine for the briefest moment before she let go completely. And just like that, the space between us became infinite. I forced a smile. Congratulations. Her eyes searched mine, as if she wanted to say something she couldn't. And then, darling. The groom's voice broke through the moment. She turned, just in time to see him walking toward us, smiling, unaware that my entire world had just ended in his absence. She looked at me one last time. And then, with a small nod, maybe an apology, maybe a goodbye, she walked away. I stood there, watching as she slipped through my fingers for the second time. And this time, there was no getting her back. I stood there, frozen, as the music changed, as the guests clapped, as laughter filled the room. But I heard none of it. All I could hear was the fading echo of our last words, the unspoken confessions that lingered between us, swallowed by time and circumstance. I turned away. I had to. Each step I took felt heavier than the last, as if the weight of her absence had suddenly latched onto me, dragging me down. I pushed open the doors of the reception hall and stepped into the night, the cool air hitting me like a slap. I needed to breathe. I needed to forget. But how do you forget the one person you never wanted to lose? I leaned against the cold railing, staring at the distant city lights. It was strange how the world moved on so effortlessly while mine stood still. Then I heard it. A soft voice behind me. "You're leaving." I didn't turn around. I didn't think I could. What else is there to do? Then, footsteps. Slow, deliberate. Closer. And suddenly, she was beside me, standing just close enough that I could feel the warmth of her presence, but not close enough to touch. "I shouldn't be here," she whispered. "And yet, here you are." She exhaled shakily. I thought if I saw you again, it would be easier. That I'd feel at peace with my decision." I finally turned to her, and what I saw shattered me all over again. Tears glistening in her eyes. A battle raging inside her. "Do you?" I asked, my voice barely steady. "Feel at peace?" Her breath hitched. She shook her head. "No." A bitter chuckle escaped me. "That makes two of us." She opened her mouth as if to say something, but no words came. I should have told her to go back inside. That it was too late. That love doesn't wait forever. But instead, I reached up, my fingers brushing away a single tear that had fallen down her cheek. "Don't do this," she whispered. I swallowed hard. "I'm not doing anything." She closed her eyes as if trying to steady herself, as if trying to forget how easy it was for us to fall into each other, even after everything. And then, with a shaky breath, she took a step back. "I have to go," she said. I nodded, even though every part of me screamed to stop her. She turned, walking toward the door. Each step felt like a countdown to the end of everything we had ever been. But then, she stopped. And without looking back, she said the one thing I knew would haunt me forever. In another life, maybe we would have made it. And then she was gone. I stayed there, staring at the empty space she left behind, feeling the ache settle into my bones. Maybe she was right. Maybe in another life, we would have had our chance. But in this one, she was somebody else's forever. And I was just a memory.